Hey there internets, I'm Michael and this is Toucan Play That Game. And today we're bringing you another edition of Game Night in Review, where I talk about the games I played at Games Night and that other people were playing at Games Night, so you know what other people are playing elsewhere in the world. So with that out of the way, let's get on with it. So last night I took both of these games to Games Night, and in the end we played Thunderstone Advance. Now, it's not that Stone Age was not a popular game, it's that it plays 2 to 4 people, and in the end we had 5 people there, and Thunderstone Advance will play 5 people. So, as I say, this is what we ended up playing. The version I have here is Worlds Collide. There are a lot of different boxes for this, Towers of Ruin, Numenera, as well as tons of expansion cards. But I don't have any of that. The only one I was able to get hold of, and I only just barely managed to find this, was the Worlds Collide one. But I am very happy with this one. The one I wanted most was Towers of Ruin. But I wasn't able to get hold of that. And unfortunately, this game does actually seem to be out of print at the moment. But it is such a good game, I would not be surprised if this does come back in print at some point. So, as I say, we ended up choosing to play this, and this was the only game that we played all night. It is a long game. Now, it claims 60-minute playtime. I've never had a game that was shorter than 2 hours of this. So, really do take that playtime with a pinch of salt. One good thing is that player numbers don't make a big difference to the length of game. It can make a bit of a difference and give a bit of a downtime issue, but not a huge one. And it's good that actually you can play this solo if you want. It's okay as a solo game, but I'm not sure. I've got better games that I choose to play solo, but it's not a bad one for that. I'm not a very big fan of playing board games solo, but as I say, I do it. And of course, if you've seen my playthroughs, you know I play against myself for those. So yeah, I mean, this Thunderstone Advance is a deck building game, which obviously all started with Dominion, which I do also have and I do really like. But Dominion to me is very much a proof of concept. It's this very streamlined, quick pow 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 with the cards thing, and it does work great for that. But it's not got as much meat on it. You know, it'll be over in half an hour. Whereas this is a much meatier deck builder game. For those of you who don't know, of course, I'm talking about deck building. What that actually is quite a simple concept. You will start with, each player has their own individual deck, and you'll start with that deck that will have very simple, basic cards in it. You then have a pool of cards, potentially in the centre of the table, or that everyone can choose from, or it might be there's a deck of cards being dealt out that you choose from. And the cards in your hand will give you money or some sort of currency in order to buy new cards, which then add into your deck, which give you new and interesting abilities and combinations you can come up with. There's also a matter of streamlining your deck, getting rid of rubbish that you don't want. And I think this game does this really well. This is, I don't know if you've seen my videos for Elysium, where I talk about how that's a game I just don't seem to be able to win, but I really enjoy. And Thunderstone Advance is another game like that. I never win, but I enjoy it. I find it a fun game despite not winning. So in this deck builder, it's got a kind of theme on it, which obviously Dominion sort of has a theme, but you don't get a feel of it at all. Whereas this, it has this dungeon exploring, adventuring feel. And it works really well because you have, on a turn, you can do kind of two main things anyway. You can go to this village, which is where you do your buying of cards to improve your deck. Or you can go to the dungeon, which means that you battle and you're using the cards in your hands, battle strengths to fight. So I find that really interesting that you have these two kind of currencies in a way. You've got your combat and your buying. But combat is what you need to do in order to win this game, because killing monsters gets you victory points. And you win the game by having the most victory points. So that's what the game is. As I say, everyone playing it last night Really enjoyed it. Out of the 5 people we had playing, me and my wife obviously have played this several times. Not as many times as I'd like, actually. It took quite a long time to find this, and I only got it probably 4 months ago. I think we've played it twice since then, not including last night. But it is a fun game, and I do enjoy it. And as I say, everyone else playing it last night really enjoyed it. My wife is so good at this game, though. She won by, I think she had 20 points on the next player. It was ridiculous. But everyone had a great time. And this is one of those games where people play it and then they're like, oh, I want to try this next time. I want to try this next time. You know, they were excited by it. And although it was a long game, we were playing for 2 hour, 50 minutes-ish. I suppose that doesn't include rules explanation, but the rules explanation really doesn't take too long on this game if you're not going into too much detail. And I didn't go into what all the individual cards. I let that be addressed as questions when people had them about those cards. So I think in the end it was probably 2.5 hours with 5 people, so that's really not too bad. And as I say, the time flew by, everyone enjoyed it, everyone was eager to play it again, and it was like, oh, but it's time to go home. So it was good though. Unfortunately, I just kept getting the wrong combination of cards, I felt. Whether that's my fault with the deck building, that I'm not very good at balancing the deck, I don't know. But I kept finding I would go, oh, I've got a hand of cards. I don't have enough to buy and go to the village. I don't have enough to go to the dungeon and fight. Okay, well, what I'll do is I'll do this prepare action whereby, you know, you choose some you'll keep, some you'll get rid of. And so I'd go, right, I'll prepare to fight next time, or I'll prepare to shop next time. And then the cards I'd draw would be basically the same as what I'd just got rid of. And so it was like, oh, well, that doesn't help me. And then I'd try the other way or whatever, and it just kept happening. And I didn't do too badly in the end, really. I came middle of the pack, literally dead middle. So I was third. So it could have been a lot worse. But yeah, I mean, great fun game. If you get the chance, definitely do check it out. There is a starter set version of this that's much cheaper than these bigger box ones. Although I say big box ones, you do get a lot of empty space in those boxes because they allow you for getting expansions, so they've allowed space in the boxes for those. But you can get a much smaller starter set, and that would contain all the cards that we played with last night. And I would say you'd easily, you know, just playing with the same people in close succession, you could easily have 20 odd games before you get bored, even probably using just those starter set cards. Then if you buy a bigger box like this, which is probably nearly double the price if you can get it, because you have those extra cards, you have so much more replay value, and it is great for that. And I doubt I'll ever get rid of this out of my collection. I do really enjoy it, and as I say, I hope that it will come back in print. So yeah, the game played last night at game night was Thunderstone Advance, and I do urge you to try it. So thank you for watching. I do hope that you've enjoyed this video. If you have, of course, please do check out the rest of the videos on the channel, subscribe to the channel, share the channel, and also do check us out on social media. We're on Facebook and also on Twitter. And as always, thanks for watching and bye for now.